only to a limited number of banks and are consistent with international best practices. Adherents of Tariqat Satya worldwide, popularly known as Oju Satya, have been admonished to cultivate the habit of thanksgiving to God and make Him the central focus of their existence on earth to live a purposeful life. Leader of the group, Khalifa Abdulgafar Babalola, gave the admonition in his message at the annual event organized to commemorate the birthday of the founder of the group, Sheikh Rashid Karamallah. Our reporter, Oluchi Amuda, has the detail.
It was a day of joy for the members of the Tariqat Satya Worldwide Organization, popularly known as Oju Satya, who came from far and near as they converged on the headquarters of the sect in Offa, Kwara State for the annual commemoration of the birthday of the founder, Sheikh Rashid Karamallah. The event provided an avenue for the adherents of Tariqat Satya to raise their voices in thanksgiving to God for His mercies and favor upon their lives. In his message, the leader of the sect, Khalifa Abdulgafar Babalola, admonished the adherents to make serving God and humanity their watchword. He explained that anyone who believes in God will always seek the good of humanity and not be envious of his fellow man. Khalifa Babalola encouraged the adherents to cultivate the habit of giving praises and thanksgiving to God at all times, irrespective of the situation of things, noting that imbibing such a noble habit attracts the blessings of God. He equally enjoined the members to avoid being vengeful. He added that vengeance belongs to God. According to him, the Tariqat Satya Worldwide Organization was formed to liberate mankind from spiritual slavery so that they will be able to worship God and His creatures in love and peace, which is the panacea to world unification, adding that when there is no love, there can be no peace. While speaking in an interview with OSBC News, the leader of the sect in Ayegbami community, Otaifun Osogbo, Khalifa Ayo Fashola, said there were over 120 stations of the sect in Osun State. He congratulated the members for the successful celebration of this year's event, just as he enjoined them to remain committed to their service to God and humanity. Khalifa Fashola maintained that the Tariqat Satya Worldwide Organization teaches love and justice to all humans, irrespective of faith, political affiliations, ethnicity, and gender. The event also featured prayers for individuals, the states, and the country at large. Oluchi Amuda, OSBC News.
Christians have been called upon to believe firmly in the promise of God relating to preparation of a place for believers where there will be no pain and sorrow. The officiating minister of Seventh-day Adventist Church, Okela Onagon, Pastor Olubenga Ifuntade, made the call in his sermon at the burial service for Olori Solape Abolarin, wife of the Onagon of Okela. OSBC News reporter Oluchi Amuda once again.
The mood was a sober one at the Seventh-day Adventist Church 1 Okela, as families, friends, colleagues, dignitaries, and sympathizers from all walks of life gathered for the farewell service for Olori Solape Abolarin, the wife of the Orogun of Okela, Obade Dokun Abolarin, who slept in the Lord. In his sermon, one of the officiating ministers at the farewell service, Pastor Olubenga Ifuntade, spoke on the title, My Redeemer Liveth, taken from the book of Job, chapter 1, verse 20 to 22. The cleric stated that the devil is the harbinger of sufferings and affliction, as seen in the book of Job, and the only way to overcome such is to turn to God, who alone can give life in abundance. He admonished the people to follow the example of Job and have absolute faith in God and also believe in his restoration power. Pastor Efuntade encouraged the people to be comforted with the promise of Jesus Christ to his believers of a new heaven where there will be no more pains and sorrow.
It's not that we can read through inspiration of the Holy Spirit about what transpired in heaven. If we only depended on what Job was saying, we would have thought that it was God who was behind the affliction and the sorrow and the pain. We find in this book that it was the devil who was behind it all. The devil was a deceiver who deceived our parents first in the Garden of Eden. God has said that if you eat it, you will die. But the devil told Eve, you will not surely die. And the devil has always known that whatever God says will come to pass. The devil has nothing to offer you. Never believe the devil.
The students of Abolari College also had a farewell presentation to mourn their mother, Olori Sholape, and also celebrate her legacy of compassion, faith, and purposeful living. The remains of Olori Sholape Abolari were later interred to Mother Earth with the ashes to ashes and dust to dust ceremony. Olori Sholape Abolari was born on the 21st of June 1973, and she is survived by her husband, son, siblings, and extended family members. Oluchi Amuda, OSBC News.
Now to sports. The Super Falcons professional squad for the 2024 WAFCON tournament in Morocco will be released in the coming days after head coach Justin Madugu has submitted his list to the Nigerian Football Federation. Nigeria will be seeking a 10th continental title at the tournament, which will be played next month. Madugu's side are in Group B, where they will face Tunisia, Algeria, and Botswana. The Super Falcons will begin their quest for the title they last won in 2018 with an opening Group B match against Tunisia at the Labizoli Stadium in Casablanca. Less than a month before the tournament, the Super Falcons will be heading to Portugal for the final phase of the preparations, where they will also face their Portuguese counterparts in a friendly game next week. Madugu said that the list has been submitted and it will be made public in the coming days by the Federation before the friendly against Portugal, but did not state the caliber and the number of players in the professional squad. The head coach is leading the team to the first major tournament after taking over from American coach Randy Waldron. Now on the foreign scene, Kenyan police have shot a bystander at close range during the latest protest over the killing of a blogger in police custody this month, triggering even more public fury and demands for accountability. According to reports, a police officer who had concealed his face shot the unarmed man in the head with a shotgun. The man, who was presumed to be a vendor, was caught up in a confrontation with two officers while standing on a Nairobi sidewalk. Speaking through its spokesperson, Kenya's largest referral government hospital said that his injuries included gunshot wounds, as police in a statement expressed concern and said the officer had been arrested. At least 10 other people were injured in the demonstration as hundreds of men on motorbikes armed with whips and clubs attacked protesters in downtown Nairobi. Writing on X, Amnesty International's Kenya chapter condemned the attack, adding that the use of militia will escalate confrontation, lawlessness, and chaos. The incident came more than a week after the death of Albert Ojwang, a 31-year-old teacher and blogger who died just 2 days after being arrested in the town of Homa Bay in western Kenya for allegedly criticizing Eliud Lagat, the country's deputy police chief. And that ends the evening news on OSBC TV. Please join us at 7 for major report. Good evening.